Ahuja sir is here. Sir, sir, your initial thoughts on GloPAC?
No.
Okay, thank you. So we are all in readiness, few moments, and I'm sure the entire hall will buzz with a lot of energy. Are you guys ready for GloPAC? Thank you.
These you can, it's
ગરમ પાણીમાં ફૂડ ઇન્સ્પેક્ટર નહીં है ગરમ પાણી મૂકી દે સાહેબ માટે ફૂડ ઇન્સ્પેક્ટર નહીં है
So in few moments from now, from that side, we expect the Honorable Vice President of India to enter the hall. And to respect the protocol, may I request everyone, when you sight the Vice President of India entering the hall, please rise in his honor. And we'll start with the national anthem once the dignitaries are on the dais. We'll also conclude the first part of the inaugural with the national anthem. So today, the inaugural, we've got two parts. Part A, where we have the Honorable Vice President of India as the chief guest. And then once we conclude the part A of the inaugural, we'll have part B as well, which will see the exchange of MOUs between ICI and Gift City and the IFSC authority. So as you entered inside the Mahatma Mandir Convention Center, we had the traditional welcome of the tilak and also a mala. Do you know the significance of this mala? What's the significance? This is made of khadi, that's right. So this is the land of Mahatma, who also encouraged us to use Khadi. And we were talking about the theme of World Congress of Accountants, building trust, enabling sustainability. Khadi is a sustainable fabric. So it's a traditional welcome. Thank you everyone once again for joining us here in Gandhinagar, the capital city of Gujarat. This is the land of Mahatma. This is the land of Sardar. Not too far away, near Baroda in Kevadia, we also have the Statue of Unity. And this is also the land of vibrant culture. And over the course of next 3 days, we have insightful sessions for you. Plus also there'll be a slice of India's soft power. So later in the evening, we've got a cultural program here inside the main hall itself. So this is the main hall, and see the beauty of this particular hall. If you don't have the partition, one partition and two partition, it becomes the main hall where the plenary sessions will be organized. And then in addition to plenary, we have the breakout sessions. So if you had a closer look at the agenda, we've got 4 parallel tracks. The first one, which is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, 5 topics. They're all on technology and startup. Similarly, we've got breakout sessions on emerging avenues, professional excellence, global connect. So when we have a plenary session, everybody is requested to be in the main hall. When we have the breakout, we'll have the partition coming down. And this main hall will be subdivided into 3 halls. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. And then the 4th one is on the first floor. So A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, those track sessions will be held on the first floor, Seminar Hall 4, which is called Vikram. And Seminar Hall 1, 2, 3 will come out of this main hall itself. Now, because we've got a cultural evening planned later in the evening, and we want to set this stage up, therefore, the plenary session that will happen right after the 2 inaugurals, Part A and Part B, will today happen in Vikram Hall. That is first floor, Seminar Hall 4. Okay? So we've got the 2 inaugural, Part A, Part B. After the 2 inaugurals, we will have the first plenary session in Vikram Hall, first floor. And then that'll be followed by 2 keynote addresses as well. Once you've attended those plenary and 2 keynote, then you come back again in this main hall where the stage will be set for the cultural program. So while we'll have all these sessions on various topics here, just about 50 yards on the other side, we have another building where we have the exhibition on. How many of you had a chance to go to the exhibition and have a glance over it? Okay, good. For those who haven't had a chance so far, you will get substantial time over the course of next 3 days. Make sure you visit the exhibition and you'll get connected to latest on finance and technology, accountancy. But the best part, there are a lot of games that one can play as well. So health is wealth. I saw there one can play cricket. And then there are very interesting games. You can play carom, chess, and during these 3 days, if you get tired, there is also the massager. You can just relax. And they told me, and I just played that game there, it's a very nice game, Jenga. So you have to take a block out and maintain the balance. That can be played between 2 players. So we await the arrival of the chief guest, the Honorable Vice President of India. The moment I sight him, I let you know by saying, ladies and gentlemen, Honorable Vice President of India. So humble request, we can stand in his honor. And once the dignitaries are on the dais, we'll start by national anthem. So kindly remain standing then. Thank you. Let me take this opportunity to share the agenda for day 1. So after the 2 inaugurals, we've got the first plenary session, like I told you, on the first floor, Vikram Hall, and that is on a very interesting topic, collaboration and networking. how collaboration and networking can be a strategic tool towards the vision of building global firms, towards building India as a hub of global accounting. So don't miss that. It'll be very interesting. And past President ICI, CA Nilesh Vikamse, will be chairing that session. Right after that, we've got 2 keynote addresses. The first one will focus on India's economic resurgence, empowering CA for a global role. We'll be joined by Mr. Mohit Rallan, CEO of TIW Capital Group. And post that, the second keynote address of the day will be focusing on the topic how chartered accountants can shape the future of capital market. Mr. Varun Sridhar, CEO of Paytm Money Limited, will be the keynote speaker. So that's the plenary session and 2 keynote address scheduled for today after the 2 inaugurals. And then we've got the cultural program. So last year, such a success of World Congress of Accountants, and building upon that success, what a moment this is. We're on the verge of inaugurating the first ever edition of GloPAC. Let's have a round of applause for everyone who conceived this idea. And now we are fructifying that dream, and hopefully GloPAC year on year goes from strength to strength. A round of applause for everyone who puts this together. Thank you very much. You can see a lot of people behind the stage, a lot of people who have put thought to it, and most of all of you who have traveled from different parts of the globe to be here today in Gandhinagar. Thank you once again, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar. A very warm welcome to the Honorable Vice President. We also have with us CA Piyush Goyal, one of our fraternity members, the Honorable Union Minister of Commerce and Industry. We have with us Mr. Praful Pancharia, the Honorable Minister of State Parliamentary Affairs with the Government of Gujarat. Ms. Asma Rasmuki, President IFAC, President, Vice President, immediate past President and Secretary of ICI. A very warm welcome to all the dignitaries on the dais. Kindly remain standing for the national anthem, please. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे
Thank you very much. Good afternoon and welcome to the first ever edition of GloPAC, Global Professional Accountants Convention. We are here in the capital city of Gujarat, Gandhinagar, and in attendance are over 4,000 delegates from 35 different countries, and we've got representation from across India as well. First and foremost, let's have a huge round of applause for everyone in attendance. Thank you very much. Well, this is the inaugural session of the three-day convention, and to inaugurate the convention, it is our utmost honor to have as chief guest the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar. I request CA Aniket Sunil Talati, President ICI, and CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICI, to welcome the chief guest with a bouquet of flowers and by presenting a memento. Thank you very much, Honorable Vice President, sir, for gracing the occasion. Honorable Vice President, Chairperson of Rajya Sabha, the Upper House of Parliament. Thank you very much. And here's the memento that has on it the Indian Parliament and also showcases 75 years of ICI. The memento is really special because it etches the 75 glorious years of India and ICI. I request the Honorable President and Vice President of ICI to now welcome with a bouquet of flowers and by presenting a memento to CA Piyush Goyal, one of our fraternity members, a chartered accountant, respected Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles. He is the leader of the House in Rajya Sabha. And the memento. Thank you very much, sir. I request the President and Vice President ICI to now welcome Mr. Praful Pancheria, representing the Government of Gujarat. Praful Bhai Pancheria is the Honorable Minister of State, Parliamentary Affairs, Primary, Secondary and Adult Education, Higher Education, Government of Gujarat. Thank you very much. And President, Vice President ICI may also welcome with bouquet and memento Ms. Asma Razmuki, President, IFAC. IFAC is the International Federation of Accountants, which is the global voice for the professional accountancy world. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. Also on stage, we have with us immediate past President ICI, CA Devashish Mitra, and Secretary ICI, CA Dr. Jaykumar Batra. Thank you very much. May I request all the dignitaries to kindly light the lamp, as is the Indian tradition. Start the auspicious GloPAC with lamp lighting ceremony, please. Thank you. Pray that the light of the lamp illuminates everyone's life and brings health and wealth. And also what you heard in the background was Saraswati Vandana, Goddess Saraswati is the goddess of learning and knowledge, and I'm sure through the convention there'll be a lot of enriching knowledge being shared. And goddess is also the goddess of music. So we will have the soft power of India also on display. Thank you, everyone. And now I'd like to invite on stage CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President ICI, for his welcome speech. Sir.
Very respected our chief guest and the vice president of a world largest democracy, Jagdeep Dhankar sir. We had the privilege to hosting him as a governor of West Bengal also in Calcutta. We have our chartered accountant, minister, and playing so many roles in government and outside government, CA Piyush Goyal ji. And he has done so many things, it's a long list, but two initiatives I would like to highlight in front of all of you. The LED bulb, when he was the Minister of Power, the world's largest distribution system of LED bulb, he has invented. And he has oversaw the PLI scheme, how the India can be a manufacturing hub. The whole support and contribution in PLI scheme goes to our CA Piyush Goyal sir. We have one of the youngest president of our institute in last 75 years, C. Anikesh Sunil Talati. Such an outstanding, innovative technocrat, and the kind of thought process he is bringing to the table, I hope everybody in our profession agree, he is the brightest chartered accountant as a president of our institute. We have Honorable Minister Praful Panseria ji. We have immediate past president, under whose leadership we have witnessed unprecedented World Congress of Accountants in Mumbai last year, Dr. Debashish Mitra. There are 182 accounting body of the world, and there is an organization called International Federation of Accountants, and you will be glad to know that the person who is heading this International Federation of Accountants is none other than a woman, a lady, Asma Rusmoki ji. She has come from by traveling many countries to this India. We have our CEO of the institute, CA Dr. Jay Batra ji. All the council colleagues, past president, leaders from the chapter who has come from outside India, leaders of our branches and regional council. We have very, very respected 4,400 delegates sitting in this hall. I welcome all of you in this first ever. We have hosted World Congress of Accountants first time in India last year, and we used to have international conference. But first time we have structured this program on the line of World Congress of Accountants. You will agree it's a magnificent event which we are witnessing first time in the land of Mahatma Gandhi, in the land of our Prime Minister, and in the land of our President of ICI, Gandhinagar, Gujarat. I welcome all of you in this first ever Global Professional Accountant Convention. This audience, as a Vice President of this institute, I am feeling proud. This 4,400 delegates, in which 150 delegates has come from 28 countries, and in next 2.5 days, 150 speakers spread across 32 sessions will enrich yourself, will enrich others, and will set a different yardstick and benchmark for the profession in the coming years. If you see the ICI strength, we have 4 lakh chartered accountant and 8.5 lakh students. If you join together, 12.5 lakh member family, which has now become, out of 182 accounting body, the largest accounting body of the world. If you see the strength of ICI, we have 5 regional councils, 171 branches, 48 foreign chapters, where 40,000 chartered accountants are working outside India and bringing laurel to this country. I can see lots of women chartered accountants also in this audience. In our institute, without any reservation, out of 4 lakh members, 29% are women chartered accountants. Out of 8.5 lakh students, 43% are girls CA doing the chartered accountancy. And that's why, if you see the theme of this conference, connecting globe and creating value, I remember an economist from European Union, Angus Madison. He was given the project to write the world economy of 2000 years, starting from 0 to 2000 years. And this paper is on the OECD website. He has written, in first 1500 years, 0 to 1500, the world economy, the total contribution of India was 67%. First 1500 years, we were the leader of the world. Then the invasion came, Mughals came, England came, all these things are history. But now we are in the era where we are reinventing the wheel. And we are reinventing the wheel in the sense that the role and the responsibility of the chartered accountant of this country, 4 lakh CA, they are contributing in the growth and development of this country like never before. We have almost $4 trillion economy, and we are almost 4 lakh CA. Now we are witnessing 75 years of existence. We are planning what will be the institute for next 25 years. When India will be the developed country in 2047, we will be after 2 years celebrate 100 years. So $1 trillion economy need 1 lakh chartered accountant. That is the capacity and the capability we have to contribute the growth of this country. And that's why when you will deliberate 2.5 days on the various topics, I pose 3 questions to all of you in the context. What is the role of the chartered accountant in a country like India? These 3 questions are, if not now, when? If not here, where? And if not you, who? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your motivating words, CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, Vice President ICI. And now for his speech, may I invite on the dais CA Aniket Sunil Talati, respected President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India.
भारत के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति, the chief guest of today's function, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for the Honorable Vice President of India. Such an august office. He chairs the Rajya Sabha. He has so many responsibilities. But sir, today, on behalf of the entire council of the Institute, let me thank you with most sincerity. And it was truly a delight 15 minutes prior when we had the opportunity to receive you, the warmth with which you interacted with all of our council members, sir, truly it is inspirational, and thank you very, very much for gracing this occasion. The guest of honor for today's function, our very own chartered accountant, rank holder. I'm sure we would have missed something at that point that sir came AIR 2. Sir, you truly were AIR 1 in all aspects and represent the profession at the best. The Honorable Union Minister for Commerce, Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textiles, Shri Piyush Goyal ji. Let's give him a big round of applause, sir. Your connect with the membership, with the students, with our overseas chapters, with our branches is truly incredible. And sir, today you will all notice that Honorable Sir is the Union Minister, and by protocol he would have sat next to the Honorable Vice President. But such is Sir's humility ever since entering. He says, no, Aniket, you're the President of ICI and you sit here. Sir, truly, truly grateful to you for the kind of affection that you have for the Institute. Shri Praful Pancheria ji, Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Primary, Secondary and Adult Education of Government of Gujarat, the President of IFAC, who leads all 180 accounting bodies across the world, and thank you, Madam Asma Rasmuki, for making it here and representing the entire global accounting community in this Global Professional Accountants Convention. The Honorable Vice President, our immediate past President, the Secretary and CEO of the Institute, Jai Batra ji, senior officials of the Government of India, a galaxy of past presidents who are here, my regional council colleagues, branch managing committee members, dignitaries, members of my beloved profession and respected audience, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to my home state of Gujarat in the city of Gandhinagar. On behalf of ICI, I am extremely thrilled and elated to welcome all of you to this Mahatma Mandir. Today, the entire accountancy profession is deeply honored by the presence of our Honorable Vice President and Commerce and Industry Minister Shri Piyush Goyal ji, and along with him, the Minister of State from Gujarat, Shri Praful Pancheria ji. This year is truly special, not only because we are celebrating the 75th year of the Institute and 75 years of trust or 75 saal Vishwas ke, but it is special because India got the privilege to preside over the G20, and we could showcase to the world that India's time has arrived and the time for leadership lies in India. It was the result of and the able guidance and foresightedness of our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji that India not only achieved the presidency but also succeeded in hosting it in a wonderful manner, and the whole world has applauded the amazing hosting of G20. Furthermore, we all got a matter of pride for us, and especially for the accounting profession too, as we work very closely with PAFA, that in the G20, we now have the African Union who has gotten included in the G20 group. And the Institute too is working very closely with the Pan-Africa Federation of Accountants and all our colleagues in Africa, so that as an accounting body, which is 4 lakh members, 8.5 lakh students, we say this in Africa, we are not there to compare, we are not there to compete, but we are there to collaborate. And I'm sure the Indian accountancy profession, as we have spread in the Middle East, in Europe and in North America, in Africa too, we will have a very strong collaboration and coordination. Friends, as it was mentioned, India has now become the 5th largest economy of the world, and we are moving towards the 3rd largest in the next couple of years. And therefore, with the G20 and the rise in our economy, India is becoming an attractive destination for foreign direct investments. This, ladies and gentlemen, gives the rise to need of global professional networking. And more importantly, when we are here in Gandhinagar, with the GIFT City and the IFSC next to us, when the foreign direct investment is coming in India, let us all aspire for the day that we no longer have to go through foreign jurisdictions for investments coming into India, but our own jurisdiction in GIFT City, in IFSCA, can be used. And with all the chapters, with all the international presence, we can ensure that investments coming in India, with the attractiveness that GIFT City and IFSC offers, can be taken up. Respected sirs, I recall last year, ICI hosted a carbon neutral World Congress of Accountants. And the theme for that was Building Trust, Enabling Sustainability. This was held in India for the first time in 118 years and witnessed participants from over 120 countries. It was this World Congress that gave us the inspiration and the confidence to imagine as the Council together an event of this magnitude. And therefore, today we have in front of us 4,500 chartered accountants who are sitting and representing various parts of India and the globe in what is today being known as the Global Professional Accountants Convention, or GloPAC. For me, GloPAC stands for, the G in GloPAC stands for growth towards a $5 trillion economy. L stands for leadership in sustainability and sustainable development goals. O is a representation of the oldest Vishwaguru in India and the Vishwaguru that we wish to be, not just in the fields of science, but also in the field of accounting. P starts and means partner in nation building, an anecdote which is stuck with this profession ever since APJ Abdul Kalam ji gave us this quote of being partners in nation building. A stands for advancements towards digital transformation, and C stands for connectivity through global networking. And sir, walking on the footprints of the theme Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future, GloPAC is not just a conventional gathering of accountants, but a platform that serves global networking and deliberate ideas about emerging issues that face the accounting profession. Colleagues, with the advent of artificial intelligence, there is always a question that is being posed to the accountancy profession, whether AI is going to replace or disrupt accountants. It is my firm belief that in this era of information, disinformation, and misinformation, where there is access to plethora of information in just a clip of a button, with technologies such as deepfake and so many other artificial intelligence tools, which are not only manipulating data, but make it difficult to identify what is true and correct and what is not. I believe professional accountants are the best positioned profession to deliver good data, reliable reporting, support decision making, and leadership. We not only have the requisite skills and qualifications to call out what is true and correct, but we also enjoy the incredible trust of the people of the nation. And therefore, I think in this era of artificial intelligence, it is going to be chartered accountants who are going to lead from the front. Friends, in life, it is said that you can have plan B, but you will never have planet B. And therefore, it is important that we all realize the importance of sustainability and sustainable development goals. The Honorable Prime Minister has given the Panchamrit with focus on net zero by 2070. I am confident, as the Honorable Vice President mentioned, that we are working on our Vision 2049, and we are confident as a council that by that year, the institute and the entire profession will also be carbon neutral by 2049 when ICI turns 100 years. Friends, the initiative of ICI on sustainability and the Sustainability Reporting Standards Board, which was set up 3 years ago, has truly today matured and is recognized internationally. Honorable Sirs, I'm delighted to mention to you that the United Nations in UNCTAD gave us the ISR honors for the sustainability initiative that the Institute is doing. And this showcases our commitment towards sustainability. ICI has always ensured integrity, transparency, and professionalism of professional practices in India, enhancing the credibility of financial information and fostering trust amongst investors, regulators, and the public. Today, as we move forward our role of partnering nation building, I'm delighted to mention, sir, that the Institute carries on a very important task of building finance and tax literacy in the country through a unique initiative called Vittiya Gyan, ICI Ka Abhiyan, which is run in 12 different languages and promotes not just financial literacy, but very importantly, tax literacy, and why it is important for our country to have the best tax GDP ratio. Friends, in connection with education, because the Institute, apart from being a regulator, a standard setter of accounting, auditing, ethical and valuation and forensic standards, We are a standard setter, we are a regulator, but we are also an educator of 8.5 lakh students. And it is in this regard that the institute provides 75% concession in registration courses for all levels of chartered accountant course to students registering from the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and all northeastern states and Andaman and Nicobar. This is our commitment to having an all-round development of India and taking the profession to every nook and corner of India. As I conclude, I would say there is a quote which I've always heard since I used to do chartered accountancy. Think global, act local. But our noble profession, I think the time has come to think global, act noble, but also be vocal for local. And therefore, I think the time is right for all of us as we get together in this Mahatma Mandir dedicated to the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, that we all resolve that we become largest accounting bodies, not just as an institute, but within us emerges the large accounting bodies of the world. And for that, the institute and the entire council is steadfastly committed to creating large Indian firms. But as I always say at the end, it will require efforts from each one of us. It is not just the ICI which can do this. And therefore, I urge each one of you to say and feel that I am the I in ICAI. शुरुआत भी आपसे, अंत भी आपसे, इंस्टीट्यूट भी आप, इंडिया भी आप. जय हिंद, जय ICAI.
Thank you very much, CA Aniket Sunil Talati, President ICI, for sharing your thoughts and also interesting perspective on what acronym GloPAC could stand for. Thank you very much. It's time now to invite the guest of honor for the inaugural session, CA Piyush Goyal, to share his address, the Honorable Union Minister for Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food Distribution, and Textiles.
Thank you. It is indeed a matter of great privilege for me personally and for all of us assembled here today that we have the very, very illustrious, accomplished, and true son of the soil who has served this nation honorably for decades, the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, who is also the chairman of the Rajya Sabha, and under whose leadership, under whose guidance, we are able to do policy making, law making, and ensure the strong wheels of democracy in the country work for the benefit of 1.4 billion Indians. Of course, Mr. Dhankar comes with a very rich legacy from the legal profession, one of the most accomplished and well-known legal luminaries the country has ever produced. And we are indeed very, very proud to have you, sir, amidst our midst. Shri Praful Pancheria, Honorable Minister, Government of Gujarat, Shri Aniket Talati, who with his ever-smiling, charming face can, I think, influence any of us to come at short notice anywhere in the country or across the world. And I say this because I had the privilege of probably inaugurating more chapters of the Institute across the globe than anybody else would have had. But truly, Aniket, under your leadership, you make us all proud of the good work the Institute is doing. And I'm sure as we entered the 75th year of our inception, this is a very crucial phase in the history of the Institute, and you will continue to give stewardship to this important era through which the Institute is growing. Shri Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji, Vice President, Ms. Asma Mauki, President, International Federation of Accountants, Shri Dr. Debashish Mitra, again somebody with whom I've had a lot of work through the last year, and another person who had a right of refusal on me, right of first refusal on me. He could always call me at short notice, and I hope I was always there. Our secretary, Dr. Jaykumar Batra, all the very distinguished members of the council, all the very distinguished chartered accountants and other professionals who have joined for this probably first of its kind Global Professional Accountants Convention that is being hosted at one of the finest venues that India has, the Mahatma Mandir, truly embodying the message of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and providing India with a world-class facility to showcase the growing strength, the emerging India, new India that we have. Prime Minister Modi created this when he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. He has now taken convention centers to the next level with two new large offerings in New Delhi, the Bharat Mandapam and the Yashobhumi, two large exhibition and convention centers, which now offer an opportunity for all of us to do really big programs at scale in a world-class fashion. So we, as a nation, as both Mr. Agarwal and Mr. Talati were alluding, India is aspiring for much larger goals, for much larger outcomes as we work in the Amrit Kal with a sense of duty, with a collective commitment of 1.4 billion Indians, a commitment which includes shedding the colonial mindset, a commitment which reminds us of our rich heritage, rich traditions, our culture, our value systems, a commitment which talks about the unity and integrity of this country being maintained, and which also recognizes the growing strength of the Nari Shakti, women-led development. But if you recall the words of the Prime Minister on 15th August 2022, when the nation was celebrating 75 years of independence, along with the Panch Pran, 5 commitments, he had added 2 important elements. One was the Nari Shakti I just alluded to. The other was Bhrashtachar Mukt Bharat, a corruption-free India. And I do believe all of us sitting in this room have the collective commitment, collective consciousness and desire to see India as an honest nation, as a nation where everything works in a transparent fashion, equal opportunity for all, and we can grow in this Amrit Kal, the next 25 years, to become a developed nation, a prosperous nation, where every child born in India gets equal opportunity, good opportunities to become a value creator, a value enhancer. And it is the can-do spirit of every Indian and the can-act spirit of every chartered accountant, the CA spirit, which will take us there, which will make India add at least $30 trillion to our economy, growing to become the 3rd largest economy in the world in the next probably 3 years, at best 4 years, but becoming a $35 trillion economy when we celebrate 100 years of independence. All of us chartered accountants who truly represent a community, who represent a class of professionals very, very committed to contributing in this journey, will be achieving greater laurels in this period and given the inputs that were given by Mr. Agarwal and Mr. Talati, the fact that we are an ever-evolving institute, our curriculum is continuously remaining up to date, is contemporary. You just alluded to artificial intelligence. We all will have to start appreciating and recognizing that in this changing world, we will have to change fast. We will have to be active change agents ourselves. So the chartered accountant, with a can act spirit, with a commitment to act, with a commitment to accountability, with a commitment to high standards, will also have to evolve as the years pass, as the world moves forward. It's a tough exam. In fact, I don't know if any of you have seen the movie 12th Fail, in which they talk about the civil services examination. I suspect they have not tried to become chartered accountants. They would realize what a tough exam is like. And we don't even have coaching institutes which falsely project every topper as somebody who has come out of that coaching institute. Of course, we are taking action in the Consumer Affairs Ministry against such misleading advertisements now. But friends, today we have an opportunity, being the largest accounting body in the world, to envision a great future for this profession. You are calculating that we have 100,000 chartered accountants for possibly every $1 trillion of the GDP. I would look at it very differently. We are 400,000, but our strength is articulated in what Honorable Prime Minister said when he came to join us while we were celebrating 50 years, we were celebrating 70 years of the Institute. And I cannot help but repeat, since you have yourself provided us this book, and I was reminded of the words that Honorable Prime Minister had used on 1st July 2017, when the Prime Minister said, chartered accountants are like ambassadors of any country's economic affairs. He further went on to say, your signature is more powerful than that of a prime minister. Your signature is a testimony to the trust in truth. If you certify books of accounts, the government believes in that. The people of the country believe in that. And therefore, friends, I believe the chartered accountancy profession will have to think much beyond auditing, accounting, and certification. I don't know if many of you may not like this suggestion, but I envisage a day where we will be writing to the government to amend the Institute of Chartered Accountants Act and give us some more important functions, leaving the routine auditing and accounting to maybe somebody else. We have the capability, we have the competence, we have the study, we have the knowledge. It is for us to choose whether we are going to accept remaining in the situation, in the kind of work profile that we have done for the last 75 years, or we are going to look at evolving to the next level of this profession. In fact, the India value proposition today provides exciting opportunities, whether it's on the investment side, whether it's on manufacturing, whether it's on our global footprint in terms of international trade. India is growing and will continue to do so. We are the world's fastest growing large economy, expected in the next 30 years to continue to grow at this scorching pace when we will add this $30 trillion. We will remain a young country with an average age of under 30 years for the next 30 years. And therefore it is for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, in these unprecedented times, the VUCA times full of volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity, that we rethink our agenda, rethink our role in India's future. And I have no doubt that under the decisive leadership of Prime Minister Modi, as this country progresses, so will our profession, remaining abreast with what is happening across the world, inspired by Mahatma Gandhi's life, who had said, and I quote, "The true measure of a society can be found in how it treats its most vulnerable members." And therefore, I would like to suggest for your kind consideration, particularly considering that I believe we need at least 1 million chartered accountants more in this country, at least 1 million more. But this cannot be the preserve of the cities of India. This cannot be limited to the tier 2, tier 3 towns of India. We will need to have this profession becoming more inclusive, reaching the remotest corners of the country. And I want to suggest, if we 400,000 chartered accountants and our firms were to collectively resolve that we will adopt at least one child from every one of the 600,000 villages in the country, one child at least. And the institute can open a portal. We can offer our services to adopt that child. I will be the first to register on that portal. And we not only adopt the child, we mentor him, we guide him, we support him, and help take this profession to the last man at the bottom of the pyramid. Truly a testimony to a noble profession like ours, reaching out to the country, reaching out to our countrymen. And the very good work that the profession has been doing will only get further strengthened with this kind of an effort to make our profession more inclusive and involving sections of society who have hitherto never dreamt of becoming a chartered accountant. And I say this because I have a very live example of 3 weeks ago at Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. After finishing very high-level meetings, I was walking out of the hotel and suddenly a young boy comes and touches my feet. I thought it's a young boy, maybe from India, therefore a little over-enthusiastic. And he started hugging me. I was amazed. He said, "I'm a chartered accountant. I've just graduated 2 years ago." I said, "What are you doing?" "I'm doing a job. But these are my parents and my brother. And my father is a driver in Mumbai." I was very happy, very impressed. And then asked the father where he works, what he does. He says, "Sir, I work in a chartered accountant's firm. Every day I drive my boss to the office, and I thought I must make my son a chartered accountant." He says, I did everything under the sun that was in my power and motivated my child, who's today a chartered accountant. The other boy, incidentally, was an engineer. Look at the commitment of that chauffeur. And the chartered accountant had brought his parents traveling for the first time out of India as a grateful son. Now imagine if 400,000 of us could create one chartered accountant like this. Can you imagine kitne punya ka kaam hoga? The benevolence that you will be receiving for this good work. Just my humble suggestion. I had couple of more thoughts. I don't know, you'll think every time I come to your program, I'll end up giving you more and more work. But I believe we have 400,000 chartered accountants. 40,000 of them are abroad. My own understanding through my work doing free trade agreements or engaging with foreign countries is that the potential for our profession internationally is huge. And we can truly help bring more investment, more technology, great value to our country. Can we think in terms of looking outward, going global, making some of our companies more visible across the world? Maybe have more collaboration, partnerships, mergers, collaborations, combinations, and make world-class companies. We don't need to have only the top 4 in the world coming from other parts of the world. I think the Prime Minister had said we should have at least 4 Indian global companies also. Nothing against the big 4, by the way. I see some of the members sitting here. But we need to have 4 companies at least from India go global. And I would like this to be a takeaway from this global conference. Also, I have requested Aniket if we can have automatic membership of chartered accountants as soon as they pass their finals, so we really know those who are in industry, those who are in other professions, and can actually know how much is the contribution of CAs in the Indian economy. Because I do believe that going forward, our role, our work is going to expand manifold. We have a great opportunity. Let's not let that opportunity go by. My best wishes to this wonderful initiative of the ICAI, and I wish this conference all success. May God always be with all of you. I hope we all go back enriched with greater knowledge and greater aspirations to reach for the sky, or now even the sky is low, reach for the moon and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you very much, CA Piyush Goyal, for guiding us what direction should the profession take. And very happy to share, sir, that we've got one of the breakout sessions on the theme Emerging Avenues, and I'm sure that the galaxy of speakers will talk about areas beyond accountancy and auditing as well. Thank you very much. And now I'd like to invite the chief guest for the inaugural function of the first ever edition of GloPAC, the Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Jagdeep Dhankar, for his inaugural address.
Good afternoon. I come from legal profession. Seem to be a little isolated here. Except me and the Honorable Minister, Praful Pancheria ji, all are chartered accountants. The setting couldn't be more difficult for me. I know chartered accountants in and out. I have greatly benefited out of them. My neighbor in Jaipur was Mr. Sunil Goyal, your past president. Whenever in difficulty, he was always available. When I got into Parliament for the first time, 1989, in Lok Sabha from Jhunjhunu, I had the good fortune to be
a minister and had encounter with Mr. K.N. Memani. He hails from my state. I hail from his state. A very talented man, very methodical, very meticulous in approach, and had no fault lines. I thought the journey will end and my connect with chartered accountants will last only with filing of returns and auditing of my accounts. पर chartered accountants ने मेरा पीछा नहीं छोड़ा. I became vice president of the country and by virtue, chairman Rajya Sabha. I have enormously talented chartered accountant as leader of the house. Union Minister Shri Piyush Goyal. Let me tell you, friends, chartered accountants, no chartered accountant perhaps has ever risen in parliamentary setup to this high office. Parliament comprises of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, known as Upper House, the House of Elders. Prime Minister is leader of the Lok Sabha and Mr. Piyush Goyal is leader of Rajya Sabha. I can assure you, your loss of this very distinguished chartered accountant merit holder is gain of Indian Parliament. But then it's not easy to deal with chartered accountants. God had been very kind to me. And I had the benefit, and I still have the benefit, of former CBDT chairman Mr. P.C. Modi, 1982 batch Indian Revenue Service officer. By virtue of his office as CBDT chairman, he knows how to deal with chartered accountants. This has greatly helped me in getting the best out of Mr. Piyush Goyal. Shri Praful Panseria ji, we are together. None of us is a chartered accountant. Madam Asma Resmoki, greetings to this country. You are president of International Federation of Accounts. You have come to this country, home to 1/6 of humanity, in a year where Parliament has passed a legislation providing for 1/3 reservation, horizontal and vertical, for women in Lok Sabha and legislatures. Welcome to this country. Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, we both belong to a category where sometimes people sympathize with us. We are vice president. And friends, I have kept for record because chartered accountants need record. They don't act without record. One chief minister complimented me on becoming vice president, but addressed me as vice president, VICED. Another very dear friend of mine, I don't know by design or accident, put me in the category of vice president, WISE. And the third one congratulated me greatly but forgot to sign it. Why I say so? Signature events in the world are great. They indicate branding. But your signature, friends, is signature. This is unrivaled brand because this brand contains an element of impregnability. Your signature insulates the vulnerable, that kind of protection, which normally is not available. Aniket Talati, President, I am beholden to him. He became president at the age of 36. I know the problems when you become president at a young age. I was president of the High Court Bar around the same age. So when he introduced his secretary to me, I said, "Are you on the same page?" He said, "Yes, but I know it is ritualistic. Normally they are not." We have in Rajya Sabha a very distinguished chartered accountant, your past president, Mr. N.D. Gupta. Enormously talented, highly decorous, will always obey the chair and never disturb or disrupt the house. His son, Nirav, has also been president. But we have in Aniket Talati, and I'll tell Mr. N.D. Gupta, Aniket has stolen march. He has stolen march on a very good ground. He is a third generation chartered accountant. His distinguished father is present in the audience. My greetings to him. His grandfather was part of that system which started a chapter at Ahmedabad. He brings on the table unique DNA that will help the organization for sure. Debashish ji, anything from West Bengal, namaskar. I have been Governor State of West Bengal for 3 years, and I know the power of a gender. But hats off to him. He could pick up the courage and organize my functions, which means he knows how to take risks very safely. Jay Kumar Behra ji, this place, friends, you have very wisely chosen this place. Mahatma Mandir, full of sublimity. Gandhi Nagar, and then state of Gujarat. I salute the land of Gujarat. I salute the land of Gujarat for giving us this day in Amrit Kal. Father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, through satyagraha and non-violence, got us freedom. Sardar Patel, the Iron Man, a befitting statue of unity, is a tribute to him. He could effect integration of states, princely states, into what is now Bharat. And now, after 3 decades of coalition governance, difficult scenario, I was witness to it. I was a union minister in 1990. Our gold in physical form had to be airlifted, to be placed to 2 banks in Switzerland to sustain our fiscal credibility. But this man of destiny has elevated India to that level that our foreign exchange today is over 600 billion. India's Prime Minister is a man of vision, execution, and he has a passion which he realizes by putting India on a fast trajectory of growth. As was indicated very rightly by your loss and our gain, Mr. Piyush Goyal. In September 2022, we had the great distinction of becoming the fifth largest global economy, overtaking our erstwhile colonial rulers, UK and France. But what is more important and which this audience can appreciate is just a decade ago, we were fragile five. India was counted amongst fragile five nations, a burden to the global economy. And look at where we have come. We have traversed this distance. The words of the IMF president resonate in my ears. I have had the occasion to meet her on 3 occasions in Phnom Penh, Qatar, and G20. India, according to IMF, is a hot favorite destination of investment and opportunity. कहाँ से कहाँ आ गए? What a soothing development. The World Bank president, a person of Indian origin, who came to attend P20, G20 and P20 both, he reflected digital penetration in India, digital accomplishment in India is of a level achieved in 6 years, which is not achievable according to him in 47 years. And why he said so? In 2022, our digital transactions, friends, and no one knows better than those who audit. You audit. In 2022, our digital transactions were 4 times that of USA, UK, France, and Germany taken together. 4 times. Further, per capita data consumption of internet, our record is unrivaled. We are more than that of USA and China taken together. The people in this room are not ordinary individuals. You are nerve center, epicenter of big change. You can catalyze big moment. You will shape what Bharat will be at 2047. It is your efforts, your far-sighted approach, your commitment that will take Bharat at 2047 when it celebrates centenary of its independence and be the most developed nation on the planet, and that is a reality I may not be able to see. Most of you will be able to see because you are foot soldiers in this great rise, incremental growth trajectory of this nation to see Bharat blossoming and regaining what we had ages ago. Friends, it is an absolute privilege and honor to be amongst you all at the inauguration of the Global Professional Accountants Convention. The thoughtful theme of this convention, connecting the globe, creating value, very thoughtful, is contemporaneously relevant to the dynamics of our economy. Friends, your theme is in sync with the G20 motto, Vasudha Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future. We have not created this motto because we were hosting as president G20. It is a sense and reflection of thousands of years of our civilizational ethos. We have lived with it, we have worked for it. Let me remind you of a recent event. COVID pandemic bled us, bled the entire world in a non-discriminatory manner. High and mighty, rich and poor all suffered. Even during that time, living up to our motto, one earth, one family, one future, our Bharat extended assistance to about 100 countries by supplying Covaxin. What a great accomplishment. Institutions are vital for democratic governance, for nurturing of democratic values. But yours is a very special one. It is fortunately playing a stellar role in building, standardizing, and sustaining the financial and accounting framework of the nation. This is vital. If this does not happen, other things will go down the drain. So your role is unique. And any dilution of that will have impact, cascading impact. The motto of ICI, Ya, Yes, Supteshu, Jagati. Translated in English, it means a person who is awake in those that sleep. And we have people moved by greed who are not in sleep, they feign sleep. And therefore, you as chartered accountants have to live up to this motto because it encapsulates your role. A chartered accountant, and mind you, a one-time lawyer is saying so. How difficult it must be for me. Having been in the legal profession for over 4 decades, 3 decades being as a senior advocate, I am paying this compliment moved by your historic achievements. A chartered accountant is an important pillar, a spinal one, in economic growth of the nation. And why? You prevent corruption, malfunctioning. You engage in unraveling of window dressing, detecting frauds in companies and the like. Chartered accountants, as custodians of financial integrity, now this is what I'm indicating, need to exemplify by action to secure transparent and accountable financial system. I say so with emphasis because you alone can do it, no one else can do it. This is your exclusive domain. And this is a very powerful domain because if a chartered accountant stands up, the resistance can be momentary. Ultimately, he has to prevail. That is the power you have. And that is why I said your signature is signature. There can be, now this I am saying with full sense of conviction. Having gained experience in constitutional positions as governor, a chairman, Rajya Sabha, and vice president, apart from being in legal profession for 4 decades. Friends, there can be no legal transgressions or window dressing if chartered accountants are so determined. I have no doubt to serve our Bharat land, to be in service of the nation, to see its incremental trajectory going up, to see Bharat as a developed nation in 2047. Your determination I can read in your eyes. It will be there for the nation. I need to invite your attention to the contemporaneous mechanism of governance that is singularly helpful to you for unleashing your energy, channelizing your wisdom to serve Bharat. You will secure public good. And what is that big change which has taken place in last 10 years? The man of destiny from Gujarat, tallest leader of the world, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, has created an ecosystem where transparency and accountability are new norm. They are not exception. They are general. No one knows better than the audience here. There was a time when power corridors were infested by corrupt elements, liaison elements that extra legally leveraged commercial decision making. They are now fully sanitized. You will not see in power corridors these menacing elements. They are gone for good. They are gone forever. They have been consigned to history. This is one change which will be helping the chartered accountants. Otherwise, corruption is the greatest handicap to a chartered accountant working. Because there will be someone taking your job that I will have it accomplished through corrupt means. But when there is zero accommodation for corruption, chartered accountant blossoms. He can play on front foot with a straight bat. The second big change, be you ever so high, the law is always above you, is often quoted globally to indicate supremacy of law. But this in our country now is a ground reality. And no one is beyond the reach of law. You know it much better than I do. A category of people who entertained a thought that they are above law. Law cannot reach them. They are a special category. They have learned their lessons and the hard way. This is a second big development. And the third, banking inclusion has resulted in game-changing explosion, resulting in unprecedented growth to the benefit of weaker and vulnerable sections of society. We had a Prime Minister, sincere Prime Minister. He spoke the truth in 80s that the amount sent from Delhi, only 10% reaches to the targeted person. The leakage was 90%. Now the mechanism is different. 100% direct transfer is taking place, and this is on account of banking inclusion. Imagine, in last 10 years, over 400 million bank accounts have been opened of those who never thought of being in that position. The accounts were opened at the initiative of the government, and that has paid heavy dividends to us. It has stood us in good stead, both in COVID and otherwise. As a son of farmer, I take pride that in the country, over 11 crore farmers are getting direct transfers 3 times a year. And the amount so far is over 2,60,000 crores. What is important is not that the amount is being sent to them, but what is of supreme importance is that my brothers and sisters in the farming community are enabled to receive that amount direct. That is the big achievement. It is on account of technological penetration. Friends, we had tryst with destiny when we got independence. Parliament met at midnight, August 14, 15, 1947. But the man from Gujarat, the man of the moment for 1/6 of humanity, a global leader, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, did something amazing on the night of 30th of June and 1st July. GST, the largest tax reform since independence, effecting complete transformation of indirect taxation landscape of the country, was unfolded. This was, friends, a qualitative shift. It was our tryst with modernity. I express a deep sense of gratitude to everyone before me for working hard, overcoming hiccups, changing mindset of business, trade, and industry, and giving GST its due. Your efforts fructified. Your efforts made it a game changer, and the goods and service tax was converted by you into good and simple tax. The nation is reaping bountiful gain out of it. I have indicated these factors only because there is now a congenial ecosystem for chartered accountants to play in the joints. They no longer have to battle against a system which could bring their substitutes. You now have no substitute. Your domain is exclusive. Your signature will carry impregnability, and therefore you have a larger role to play. Adherence to a fair taxation and financial reporting system is much more than merely providing revenue to the government. Ethics is important in every walk of life. But if there is dilution of ethics, it has impact for the violator. It has a ripple effect. But when ethics is compromised in a profession like yours, it has a huge cascading impact. It is no less than an earthquake in fiscal world. Ethics is non-negotiable. Ethics is not optional. Ethics is the only way out. Friends, ethics is quintessential to your profession to ensure trust and integrity in financial reporting, auditing, taxation, and consulting services. Out of experience, I can say, chartered accountants in Bharat have the highest ethics quotient. They make several efforts to see their clients adhere to rule of law. They inspire them, motivate them. But now the system has made mechanism more weaponized for you. And you must therefore be not in a suggestion mode, but in the driver's seat. You, as informed members of this important professional category, are fully alive to a situation which the world faced. This was in mid-2022. A global auditing accounting firm of great repute, reckoned to be one of the big 5 or 6. I may be wrong by 1 or 2 slots. It collapsed. It disappeared. This was triggered on account of its questionable accounting practices for an energy and telecommunication company. And what was the underlying premise? In an unqualified manner, it caved in, gave a professional approach, and ingratiated with the management. We in this country have to remember what Gandhiji said. There is everything available for one's need, but not for one's greed. This happened. We have to be on the watch out to see that such like situations are contained. We have to work in a manner to contain this trend, menacing trend, a dangerous trend, a trend that has potential to upset the fiscal ecosystem and impact it very severely on weaker, vulnerable, small tax-paying people. The good thing is that by and large, our chartered accountant fraternity is not part of it. You are above it. But your job doesn't end there. तालाब में एक भी मछली यदि गलत है, you have to sanitize the तालाब. Your fair name, your global reputation has to be preserved by taking care of such elements. I have no doubt, without fear of contradiction, I can assert, if you are firm, you are determined, you believe in your conviction, you think it is in service of Bharat Mata, nothing can stop you from neutralizing such transgressions that breed such menacing scenario. Friends, I am before an audience that has a huge potential to generate exponential growth of the economy, because you know everything about it. You are beyond X-ray CT scan. You are beyond MRI. You are the finest form of MRI. And therefore, I call upon you, I urge you to nurture the spirit of economic nationalism amongst trade, business, and industry. It pains my heart, like yours, when in a country of this size, our precious foreign exchange is drained out by way of import of furniture, carpets, curtains, diya, candles, whatnot. Economic nationalism cannot be compromised on the premise of fiscal gain. You alone, more than the government or anyone else, can do it by enlightening, sensitizing trade, business, and industry that we must not get into our country what we have here only because it is available slightly cheaper. Friends, let me give you 2 impacts it has immediately. When we import items that are available in the country from outside, we are injuring employment prospects of some. We are retarding entrepreneurial growth The Prime Minister in his Mann Ki Baat appealed to everyone, be vocal for local. I am so glad from the podium here, one of you, your current leader, has given this clarion call. I call upon you to engage into this activity and inculcate in the business, trading, and industry community a deep commitment to economic nationalism. Why I appeal to you, unlike others? Because the domain leveraging is done by business, trade, and industry. And no one can have more critical role to sensitize and enlighten them than yourself. Because you know from their balance sheets, you know from their audits, the real situation. Another aspect on which I seek to draw your indulgence for nation's benefit is export of raw material. Now, if a country like ours, with such kind of entrepreneurial skill, such kind of human genius, we go to ports, iron ore being exported, raw material being exported. The writing on the wall is very clear. We are not capable of adding value to our raw material. And we, in fact, are. But because some people think it is easy money, let me send the raw material to another country, they will use it. We will have to develop a culture that we engage in value addition. Our ports will carry material which is value added to raw material and not the raw materials. Friends, as informed professionals, fully involved in evaluation of economic factors, your interventions, unlike other interventions, will go a long way in shaping mindset of industry, trade and business, and thereby ensuring blossoming of economic nationalism, as also motivating trade, business and industry to engage in value addition of raw materials. Think within. No one can do it more efficiently, effectively, impactfully than the people before me. It was indicated here, and I'm so glad it has been done. Not many people know, but you are informed. Time to work towards availing recent groundbreaking technologies and advancements like artificial intelligence, machine learning, Web 3.0, and the kind. India now is one of the few countries that are critically engaged in what we call disruptive technologies. Quantum computing, could you imagine? The number of countries in the world are not in double digit that are engaged in quantum computing. We are. Our quantum mission, there is already an allocation of over 6,000 crores. Our green hydrogen mission, there is already an allocation of more than 19,000 crores. Now it is for you chartered accountants to tell your clients that by 2030, green hydrogen will invite investment of over 8 lakh crores and generate employment for 6 lakh crores. You can be an epicenter to inspire your clients, the corporates, to engage into this activity well in time. Like it or not, disruptive technologies are our bedfellows. We will have to live with them. And therefore, we have to ensure we unleash the positivity. In the digital era, all efforts need to be made by chartered accountants so as to be in the front line of aligning with digital ecosystems. I'm so happy to note that our chartered accountants are doing significantly well in this direction. The emergence of the fintech segment can be a case in point. Friends, I greatly appreciate your endeavors to promote and secure financial inclusion, financial and tax literacy, social security, and pension planning. These are resulting in empowering the common man. These efforts must gain momentum. The greatest challenge these days is that an informed mind, a knowledgeable person, will try to monetize ignorance of others to secure political equity. You can neutralize that. You are well equipped to do that, and I'm sure this is sure to happen. It was in late 80s when I had an encounter, not in that sense, a professional encounter as a young lawyer with a sitting Supreme Court judge who had indicated in one of the judgments that tax planning, tax evasion, and tax avoidance are nearly the same. Go to a chartered accountant well in time. I didn't say Valentine, I said well in time. And you will have good tax planning, sound sleep. If you happen to be a very powerful man, we have before us former CBDT chairman for long, very impactful tenure. It becomes avoidance when you are powerful. But if you are not that powerful, you are vulnerable, it is evasion. Now, things have changed. Tax evasion and financial frauds endanger the financial stability and economic growth of economy. As watchdogs, your capacity is potent enough to contain these. Mind you, a chartered accountant acting spinally with highest ethical standards, no challenge can undo his endeavors. Others will have to fall in line. A very small fraction, if gets out of the line, cannot pick up courage to challenge because you are on a firm ground. The Honorable Minister, we came together. He told me, you are a lawyer, don't be harsh with chartered accountants. Well, no one can be against chartered accountants. I have been a very disciplined taxpayer, did everything according to my chartered accountant, and if there has been a notice, there was one during his tenure. Chartered accountant say, please pay. So I'm in a compliant board. But I am making it very mild because it is not good for me to ignore leader of the house in Rajya Sabha. But at the same time, I wear the other hat of Vice President of India. So I cannot miss the great opportunity of interacting with such minds who alone can deliver to the exclusion of everyone else. And I therefore say, a tax system is only as good or as complicated as you make it. You are the ultimate architect of it. Take a pledge to be a global leader in benchmarking best practices that enhance ease and transparency. As Governor of State of West Bengal, I was heading a group of 10 governors to give a report on ease of governance in business. So that was my first encounter about the difficulties which business people face. Because I was a professional, filing a return for me was not that difficult, no complicated. and we came out with a good report, getting able assistance from Niti Aayog. Advising on tax planning is your domain, as there is a domain for legal professional also to advise a client. But this domain has a line, a thin line. This should not extend to tax dodging and tax evasion. Now this thin line, you know it more than I do. You are the custodians of thin line between tax planning and evasion. Always tilt in favor of tax planning and condemn tax evasion. Friends, I am confident that ICAI and its members will keep up efforts to move ethically towards building a nation defined by ethical financial reporting and tax compliance. White-collar crimes don't leave behind a smoking gun. They leave behind broken families, hearts, and a shaken confidence. You are potent antidote, and not medically evolved by your profession. You are a potent antidote to this pernicious mechanism. We need to be alive more vigilantly to this particular area. As pillars of financial ecosystem, the chartered accountant should embark on a journey of further transformations in shaping the new and resilient profession, which is driven by ever-evolving technology. Some of the people may find adaptation of technology to be difficult. But you are the ones who converted GST into good and simple tax. The nation would ever be beholden to chartered accountant fraternity for doing this human service to 1/6 of humanity. You are capable of doing it. Time for soul searching and reflections. Scratch beyond the surface by incisive probe those who are concerned with auditing balance sheets. By and large, a large number is doing it transparently, effectively. But if there is a small segment, I wouldn't say segment, the number is too small. It can't be a segment. You have to pinpoint it. Like legal profession, you have a strong profession, professional mechanism to deal with such delinquencies. Then tilt towards national interest and not individual welfare. Your being harsh to the individual will reflect your kindness to the nation. In the global theater of outsourcing financial and accounting processes, India is emerging as global hub on the premise of its outstanding human resource. The contributions of ICAI in this endeavor, very, very commendable. Result-oriented. I was so happy to note the statistics in this behalf. All your efforts, silent efforts, they are making big noise in a positive sense. We can continue being proactive in that area. This congregation of more than 4,000 professionals, and you are unlike any other profession. You are unique. You are distinct. You are never in search of work. The work is searching you. So you have that kind of stability. So this congregation, in such large number, more than 4,000, from across the globe, in this convention is a valuable opportunity for all stakeholders to discuss, deliberate, interact, know each other's point of view, and in the process evolve best practices that can make a difference to the economy in a positive sense. This convention for sure will prove to be a true window to the future in relation to global accounting standards and practices as envisioned by leadership of the organization, its various partners from financial and accounting sectors across the world. To conclude, I think I said the right time to conclude. Sometimes this expression to the conclude is very wholesome, soothing. But problem arises, and which I faced in Rajya Sabha. It is meant only to get lease of another 30 minutes. This will not happen here. Friends, I am energized, motivated, inspired. I carry from this place hope, optimism, and confidence that ICAI will continue to make its mark on the global canvas for further enrichment and enhancement of the accounting and auditing standards and ethical integrity at national and global level. Wishing the convention a great success and best wishes to all of you. Jai Bharat.
Gratitude to the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, for his illuminating words. And now, in the inaugural session of the first ever edition of GloPAC, it's time for something special. Something that will fill the heart of every Indian chartered accountant with great pride. It's time to launch the new CA India logo. May I request the Honorable Vice President of India to please press the button of the remote towards the screen behind, as we are all set to unveil the new CA India logo.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, ICAI, was established in 1949 by an Act of the Parliament. With around 4 lakh members and over 8.5 lakh students, ICAI has emerged as the largest accounting body in the world, having a presence in 47 countries. Carrying forward a legacy of 75 years of trust and service to the nation, a journey from a glorious past to a remarkable future holding limitless possibilities. ICAI salutes the extraordinary achievement of its forefathers and contribution made by the members to the Indian economy in the public interest. ICAI presents the new CA logo. A unique symbol that imbibes the Indian values, professional commitment, and ICAI's virtue of excellence, independence, and integrity. Each element tells a story of our profession's dedication to excellence, transparency, and accountability. The 3 tick marks in tricolor represent ICAI's forward-thinking approach and pledge to serve the people of India and contribute towards the nation's development as a trusted partner in nation building. Incorporating tricolor in the logo epitomizes Institute's connection to India First approach and commitment to serve the Indian economy in public interest. Blue, the color of alphabets CA, reflects divinity and determination. It also resembles the qualities of a chartered accountant, being strong, committed, fearless, and passionate, strengthening our identity and credibility and connecting Indian CA community at a global platform. This is not just another logo, it's an evocative identity of trust, a symbol of pride, a celebration of unity, and a spirit of being one as an Indian. The new CA India logo, a mark of continued trust and excellence.
incorporating the Indian tricolor, aesthetically pleasant, culturally significant, the new CA India logo stands unveiled. Thank you very much, Honorable Vice President, for doing the honors. And as we conclude this part of the inaugural session, may I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem, please. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you very much for your gracious presence, the Honorable Vice President of India, the Honorable Union Commerce Minister, Piyush Goyal ji, to the Minister representing the Government of Gujarat, Praful ji, to all the dignitaries on the dais, thank you very much. I request the audience to remain seated and allow the Honorable Vice President of India to depart from the hall. I'm sure the words of the Honorable Vice President during his inaugural address will guide the path of professional accountancy. We now move to the part B of the inaugural session. I'd like to invite on stage Srimati Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. May I invite on stage Sri Tapan Ray, Managing Director and Group CEO with the Gift City. Please also, amidst a round of applause, welcome Sri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson with the IFSC Authority. Anuradha ji, Tapan ji, Rajaraman ji, kindly come up on the stage. I also request CA Devashish Mitra ji, immediate past President ICI, to join us on the stage. In the inaugural, we'll also be joined by Ms. Asma Razmukhi, President IFAC, and CA Dr. Jaykumar Batra, Secretary ICI. So once again, a quick reminder of the chronology of events. We'll have the part B of the inaugural session, which will see the exchange of MOUs between the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and Gift Company Limited, also with the International Financial Services Center Authority. And once we conclude this, all of you are requested to proceed after a 15 minutes break to first floor, where in the Vikram Hall, we'll have a plenary session on collaboration and networking, followed by 2 keynote speeches. And then, later in the evening, we'll have a cultural program where one of India's most celebrated singers, Shan, will join us. Alongside, you'll also get to see some magical dance performances. So, are you excited about the cultural evening later, around 8:30 p.m.? Thank you. So kindly take your seats. We are absolutely in readiness to begin with part B of the inaugural session.
Now, President, you call them. Don't call me, right?
So let's begin with this part of the inaugural session. Can I request everyone to kindly rise for the ICI motto song, please? Thank you.
येष सुप्तेषु जागृति येष सुप्तेषु जागृति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तद्ब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता
Thank you very much. I'd like to request CA Aniket Sunil Talati, respected President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, to welcome the guests on the stage, beginning with welcoming Ms. Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. We'd like to welcome her by presenting a bouquet of flowers and a memento. Thank you very much, Anuradha ji, for your gracious presence here in the inaugural part of the first ever edition of GloPAC. We'd also like to present the memento, President Sir. And the memento will give you the first reminder of a wheel, a charkha. We'd like to welcome Shri Tapan Ray, Managing Director and Group CEO, Gift City. I request the Honorable President and Vice President ICI to please welcome Mr. Tapan Ray by presenting him with a bouquet of flowers. And the memento. Thank you very much, Shri Tapan Ray. We'd like to welcome Shri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson with International Financial Services Center Authority. I request the respected President, Vice President ICI to please welcome Mr. Rajaraman with a bouquet of flowers. And the memento. Thank you so much. I'd like to first invite for his opening remarks CA Dr. Debashish Mitra, immediate past President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Sir.
The Honorable President of IFAC, Madam Asma Smoky, who is present here and for whom we have such happy memories because of the World Congress. Madam Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, our permanent friend, Sri Tapan Roy, MD and Group CEO, Gift City, Sri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson, IFCA, and the two very important people who are sitting on the dais, the President ICAI, Aniket Talati, about whom so many good words were spoken about by the Vice President of India and Piyush Goyal ji, and of course Ranjit Agarwal ji, the Vice President of the Institute, Batra ji. Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very good evening to all of you. Connecting the globe, creating values. That is the theme that we have this time for the GloPAC, which is being organized for the first time. Let me tell you, post the World Congress, there was this churning inside the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India that our time to be a global leader has come. And I see a lot of delegates from Africa here today. In about 2,000 delegates that we had in the World Congress from all over the world, there were about 900 from Africa. So what the Institute did was, it went ahead and put up a pavilion in Ivory Coast when PAFA had a conference. And then our President Aniket Talati, he spoke about collaboration and not competition in that. And that caught on as we went ahead. And then subsequently we put up pavilions connecting the globe. We put up pavilions in Malaysia, in Singapore, in Abu Dhabi, where there was the World Investor Forum. We put up pavilions there connecting the globe. In continuation, today if you go, and the pavilion of the ICAI has been just inaugurated by Piyush Goyal ji. If you see the pavilion of ICAI, it is a huge pavilion, 225 square meter. Look at the change in the thoughts. When we did the pavilion in the World Congress, it was about 167 square meter size. We were discussing as to whether to have the size of the pavilion lesser than that or more than that. The incoming President of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Ranjit Agarwal, he says that the time for us to be big and global has come, and that the size of the pavilion should be bigger than the size that we had in the World Congress. And today, if you go to the pavilion, those of us who will go there, you'll find that the pavilion is a huge size of 225 square meter. Huge size. But if you walk through the pavilion, you will see what is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. You will see 5 walls on the left-hand side. And the first wall talks about accounts, audit, tax, and what the Institute does in that. While developing the second wall, we had a lot of debate as to what to write in the second wall. And unanimously, what Piyush ji was telling us, Technology came up when you wrote him the second wall. You see, at the institute, words like chat GPT, artificial intelligence, blockchain are very common and popular words which are discussed across the length and breadth of the institute. So you have the accounts audit tax, you have the technology, the second wall. The third wall was something about which the Vice President of India was speaking about, ethics. When he was saying, you see, we were all listening to him, but you see, for all of us at the institute, ethics is such an important word. And if you see, go to the pavilion, the third wall is talking about ethics. The Vice President of India was also talking about regulatory functions. The fourth wall in the pavilion talks about regulation, the regulatory functions of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Have a look. If you see the pavilion, you will understand the institute. And then the fifth wall, and then we deliberated, I, the Vice President, the President, what to do on the fifth wall. And we wrote education. Mind you see, in the fifth wall, when you write education, we take note of the fact that we have examination, and the President had just, under his leadership, we just completed the examinations in the month of November. More than 4 lakh students, they appear. It's a Herculean effort to have the examinations. And that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Mr. Tapan Roy, he knows the institute very clearly because he was with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Madam knows the institute very this thing. But sir, since the time, Rai sir, you were there, we have grown. The number of students have become huge, but we have grown effectively, creating values, which is also one of the themes, connecting the globe and creating values. And so much, has been the prestige associated with the way we have conducted examination that the Supreme Court of India has stated in an order last year that if you want to know how to conduct examinations, learn it from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. That is what the Supreme Court, the viewpoint of Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court had as long as conducting the examinations are concerned. Now, if you move a bit to the right in the pavilion, you'll find the international network of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. I was in Vienna very recently, attending a meeting of CAW, that's the Chartered Accountants Worldwide. And somebody was asking me how many chapters you have. I said 48. And they were asking me, in US, how many chapters do you have? I said about 11 chapters. Philadelphia was just inaugurated the other day. If you have a look at that, see the map, ICAI's international presence. It will, it will make you see that we are no longer just ICAI, India. But we are ICAI world. That's what we have become. We have become a huge global monolith organization. And the word monolith I use, quoting the Honorable Finance Minister of India, when she was talking about the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India in the Parliament. That's what we have become over a period of time. If you move a bit to the right in the pavilion, you'll find the unique achievements of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And amongst them has been what the Honorable President was telling us, the award on sustainability. For us, who were there in Abu Dhabi recently in the World Investor Forum, when UNCTAD gave us the award for sustainability, it was a proud moment for all of us who were present, including the President and the Vice President. Proud moment for us. The Vice President, not of India, but of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, was telling us about the size of the institute, the largest accounting body, 4 lakh members, 8,50,000 students. But a matter of debate has been always at the institute, that is the size the only barometer of success for the institute? And to Madam here and to Mr. Roy here, let me tell you, at the institute we believe that what will determine our future is not necessarily the size, but the respect and dignity that we command, the trust that we command, and to what extent we serve the cause of the nation. And that is what the new CL India logo talks about. And then if you have seen the unveiling of the logo, they talked about 3 words. And at the institute, if you walk the corridors of the institute, you will feel the aroma of those three words: excellence, independence, integrity. Those words have stood the test of time, and then when Aniket and the others, they developed this CA India logo, those words were so important for us. And at the end, to all the delegates, and not to, I think many of you are aware, if you have seen the motto song of ICAI, and this is something I love to say again and again, you'll find Garuda the eagle flapping its wings and flying. Piyush Goyalji was saying, sky is the limit. He was saying for the profession. To all of us at the institute, you see, we follow the flight of the eagle, the Garuda the eagle. And mind you, Garuda the eagle is the only bird which pierces the cloud even on a rainy day. Other birds, they seek shelter elsewhere. But our emblem, that is Garuda the eagle, pierces the cloud even on a rainy day. So for the Garuda, sky is not the limit. It is always beyond the sky. That's what we are. You see, we are innovative, we are fearless, and the word that the Vice President of India had used to describe us, we are unique. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to this inaugural session, which has been, this is a part B of this, and have a great 3 days of the conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, CA Dr. Devashish Mitra, immediate past president, ICI. I'd like to request now Ms. Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary with the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, for her speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here. Madam Asma Rismuki, President IFAC, Aniket Talatiji, President ICAI, Ranjit Kumar Agarwalji, Vice President ICAI, Tapan Ray sir, MD and CEO GIFT City, Rajaraman sir, Chairman IFSC, Dr. Jay Kumar Batra, Secretary ICAI. Thank you so much for having me here. It's indeed my pleasure, like I said. After how much has been spoken and the engaging and incisive words that all of you all have heard for so long, I don't have much to say. I would just try to summarize what I have to say into 2 or 3 important things. One, again, something that has already been said, is the fast-changing global financial landscape, which is increasingly getting complex. Like other professions, the chartered accountant profession is also increasingly challenged to demonstrate how to evolve and face new challenges. And in that, an event like the GloPAC really gets more eminence and importance, and such a convention which aims to bring together stakeholders, thinkers, policymakers, chartered accountants, the finest minds. We wish you the biggest success, and ICAI, through its first ever GloPAC event, I hope that you all achieve the success and the outcomes that you are hoping to get out of the deliberations here. We all look forward to that. The ICAI is an impressive body. We are all very proud of the way it has developed in the country. A lot has been spoken about the role of the ICAI and the role of chartered accountants, the importance of the role of chartered accountants in business in ensuring the quality of financial reporting cannot be overemphasized. A lot of eminent speakers have already spoken about that. Chartered accountants in business often find themselves being at the front line of safeguarding the integrity of financial reporting. Management is responsible for the information produced. So as such, for government and for the CA gets the task of defending the quality of financial reporting right at the source where the numbers and figures are produced. But a description of the multifaceted role of professional accountants in business is not complete without discussing the duty that the profession owes to the general public, something again that has been emphasized over the course of the evening. And closely linked to the protection of public interest is the notion that public accountants need to be trusted to provide public value. The accountancy profession has wide reach in society and in global capital markets. In the most basic way, therefore, confidence in financial data produced by professionals in business forms the very core of public trust and public value in financial and economic systems. And it is here that the role of the professional body such as ICAI becomes extremely critical and center stage in promoting competence, skills, standards, and ethics. Another theme which has occupied the speaking time of speakers, the eminent speakers before me, and that is critical for the profession as a whole. The ICAI has been playing all of these and many other roles over time. As per the statute, the ICAI has provided strong regulatory support, emphasized ethical conduct, and also actively contributed to good corporate governance. However, I find that equally important is public awareness about the diverse role that professional accountants in business play to increase the visibility of this role and to also increase accountability in the profession. Events like GloPAC, to sum up, play a key role in promoting and projecting public education and awareness, and I wish ICAI and all the participants the very best. We look forward to the deliberations and the outcomes of the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. May I now invite Shri Tapan Ray, Managing Director and Group CEO with Gift City, for his speech.
Okay, this one is working, yeah. Good evening, everyone. CA Aniket Talati, President, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Ms. Azma Razmuki, President, International Federation of Accountants. Shri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson, International Financial Services Centers Authority. Srimati Anuradha Thakur, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal, Vice President, ICAI. CA Dr. Devashish Mitra, Immediate Past President, ICAI. CA Dr. Jai Kumar Batra, Secretary, ICAI. Distinguished guests, friends. I am happy to be present here today amongst all the distinguished chartered accountant community from India and abroad, who have assembled here in Gandhinagar for the first Global Professional Accountants Convention, that is GloPAC. Now, Devashish mentioned that since I was Secretary in the Corporate Affairs, the size of the institute has grown. And I fully agree with him, because I remember that in the year 2017, if the date is not mistaken, it was 1st July. And it happened to be the Chartered Accountants Day. And the event was, I think, in Indira Gandhi Stadium, where Honorable PM mentioned that we talk of the Big Four. When will our Big Four come? And I think he mentioned that within 5 years you should rise to a level where you can be at least comparable to one of them. So from there, I think it has really, the organization has grown. It is one of the biggest such in the world. So I congratulate the institute for having taken it forward. Well, at the outset, I must congratulate ICAI for taking this initiative to organize the global convention, which has a very noble aim of connecting the globe and creating value. Both are very important in the times of globalization, that you create value while connecting with people. I recall my days as Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, where I had the opportunity to interact closely with the institute on a regular basis. And I must say that ICI has always played a constructive role, not only for the development of the accountancy profession as such, but also in the general area of corporate governance. So this new endeavor, which is in the form of GloPAC, is a welcome initiative, and this will only take this forward. Chartered accountants, as we all know, play a crucial role in the nation's financial system by ensuring transparent and consistent reporting, that is financial reporting, while keeping public interest in mind. So it is essential to recognize the profound impact accounting and auditing professionals have on shaping the destiny of financial systems across the globe. As our Honorable PM has said, the entire country reposes faith and trust in the certification of chartered accountants. So once the accounts are certified, then we all literally sign it blindly. So I think that is the amount of faith and trust we have in their competency. And this faith and trust should never be broken. Further, he has eloquently explained how tax paid by the taxpayers play a crucial role in the welfare of society and in the development of a nation. And this is how the CA community looks after the economic health of the society at large. So as countries move forward in this digital age, and your aim is to have global connect, the onus lies on the global accountancy profession to ensure better governance through improved corporate reporting, enhanced use of technology, and also importantly, checks on frauds and corruption. Further, as countries develop and globalize, the role of international financial services centers, one of which I sort of represent, they become significant. And it brings together new horizons and opportunities for accounting professionals. To name a few, like advising multinational corporations on intricate financial strategies, ensuring compliance with international standards, spearheading initiatives that foster innovation and efficiency. And some of the roles are very pivotal for the chartered accountant. In this context, the memorandum of understanding between ICAI and GIFT City being exchanged today becomes extremely relevant. Now let me tell you something about GIFT City, India's first operational greenfield finance city, smart city, and it also hosts the International Financial Services Center. It is a project of national importance, outcome of Honorable Prime Minister's vision to create a world-class finance and IT zone in India to provide international financial services not only for India but the entire world. In essence, GIFT City's objective is to become the gateway for both inbound and outbound international financial services for India. GIFT City lies at the heart of the Tri-City concept which has been evolved by Honorable PM, in which he has talked about Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar and GIFT City. And in that, GIFT City has the role to be the future part of the past, present and future. So GIFT City in that sense symbolizes the future for financial services in India. We at GIFT City are further enthused by the wholehearted support which the state government has given us in terms of leadership by the CM to develop GIFT City into a truly global and vibrant financial center. The GIFT International Financial Services Center at Gift City provides an ideal platform for chartered accountants to tap not only the opportunities under the existing framework of ancillary services, but also for upcoming opportunities which we are trying to get through, which would develop Gift City into a global hub for accounting. In addition, with the introduction of services like aircraft leasing, ship leasing, finance companies, alternate investment funds, portfolio management services, accounting, auditing services, investment advisory, custodian services, to name a few, accounting professionals have a wide-ranging opportunities to participate in the growth story of GIFT IFSC. I would therefore invite ICAI to set up a center of excellence at GIFT City to explore these opportunities and take full advantage of the potential that it offers. Since the setting up of GIFT City IFSC, Government of India has initiated several reforms and added many new financial products and services in order to position GIFT City as an international financial services center, benchmarked with the other competing centers around the world. With a view to further improve this ease of doing business, especially based on the feedback from stakeholders which we have received, there is a demand that the income tax provisions within the Income Tax Act are provided in various different chapters and not in an aggregated manner, which sort of takes care of GIFT as a whole, GIFT IFSC as a whole. So we would suggest that ICAI play a pivotal role by drafting such a chapter on behalf of the stakeholders so that we can present it to the Government of India for further action. Well, in conclusion, let us acknowledge the vital role of chartered accountants in fostering growth of our economy and in sustaining its financial health. I am confident that this convention, which is just the beginning, will be a catalyst for collaboration, networking, and exploring avenues for cooperation amongst all stakeholders that will trigger win-win outcomes for accounting professionals both in India and abroad. I wish GloPAC all success in all their future endeavors. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Shri Tapan Ray, MD and Group CEO with GIFT City, for your speech and best wishes for GloPAC. I now invite for his speech Shri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson with International Financial Services Center Authority.
Madam Asma Rasmuki, President of the International Federation of Accountants, President of the ICAI, Mr. Aniket S. Talati, Vice President, Mr. Ranjit Kumar Ji, Additional Secretary, MCA, Madam Anuradha Thakur, Mr. Tapan Ray, Managing Director of GIFT City, and many other dignitaries present on the dais, off the dais, and friends from the profession of the of accountants. And first of all, a good evening to all of you. So after the Honorable Vice President made a very powerful speech, I think no other speech could be effective. That's all I can say. So, but nevertheless, when I stand before you, I'll make a very brief introduction of a few thoughts, which I thought I may leave with the chair of the ICAI and also with many of you. The Indian economy, as the dignitaries in the inaugural session had stated, is really booming thanks to the sound economic policies over the last decade or so. And also thanks to the great step forward in terms of the quality of human resources, the number of human resources that we have, that is driving the change. So the next 25 years is going to be very remarkable and very important for India as a very vibrant democracy. We just completed 75 years of our independence. And I think we should all be proud that our democracy has been very stable, has been a very vibrant democracy with all the very important institutions remaining resilient, stable, and supportive, be it parliament or judiciary or the financial sector institutions or including the institutions like ICAA. All these have been part of the overall edifice that has held our democracy in high esteem across the world. So in the financial sector, as the Honorable Vice President mentioned, the ICAA as a very important pillar of corporate governance has ensured that there is trust and there is confidence in the financial markets. Unless regulators like you or custodians of the financial sector like you play an important role of maintaining your role as a watchdog, it becomes very difficult for this democracy to actually grow as fast. So if India has to become a developed country by 2047, I think all of us have collectively a lot of work to do, I think. As far as we in the International Financial Services Center are concerned, the mandate that is given to us by the Honorable Prime Minister is that we become a very important gateway to India for sourcing capital and a lot of financial services. So therefore, under the Act of Parliament in 2019, the International Financial Services Center Authority was set up, which regulates an important but small market inside the GIFT City. So as Mr. Tapandre just now outlined, a lot of financial services have actually grown over the last several years. Even before the Act was passed in 2019, a lot of the financial services have actually been commenced out of GIFT City thanks to the support of the domestic regulators. So let me tell you that one of the very important tasks that the Honorable Prime Minister has announced as part of his several policy announcements is that GIFT IFSC would become one of the accounting capitals of the world, I think. Today, if you look at many parts of the developed economies, they are faced with a problem of manpower. Today, I think a few weeks ago, I was reading about how in the United States, which is a very important economy in the world, I think there is a great shortage of accounting professionals. So I think this is the case with many other democracies, many other large economies. So India will become a very important player in providing accounting services to a lot of these countries which require these services. So therefore, the Honorable Finance Minister made an announcement that GIFT City would become a very important place where bookkeeping, accounting services, taxation services, financial crime compliance services, etc. would be done for the rest of the world. So we expect the notifications to come soon, and I'm sure that the ICAA, which is a very important partner in this exercise, will help to actually take these services to the world. I think it's not as if it is not happening now. It is happening in many parts of the country. I think export of services is happening. But this is but what would obtain in IFSC is that because of the tax exemption that has been given for a period of 10 years out of 15 years, you would find that I think the services that you provide to the rest of the world would be very cost effective. So I think this would be a very important element of the business model for companies which expect to set up their operations here. And let me tell you that already we have made a beginning. There are several companies which provide services to the rest of the world, which included technology services, financial administration services, fund administration services, and so on and so forth. So therefore, I would invite many of the accounting firms here to look at the possibilities of export of accounting services to the rest of the world out of GIFT City. And we will be happy to support and assist you in this exercise. And let me tell you that we are, thanks to the mandate given by the government, we are a unified regulator spanning all the sectors of banking, insurance, and fund administration or stock markets, as well as niche areas such as bullion spot trading, aircraft leasing, ship leasing, etc. And therefore, I think we, being a unified regulator and a new regulator, we promise that I think our regulations would move in keeping with the requirements of the market, and we would be supportive of new requirements by enterprises. So with these few words, I would like to thank the ICAI. I think you played a very preeminent role in the development of the financial sector in India. We hope to enter into a very strong collaboration today, thanks to the MOU that you are signing with you. I think we will work together on, as Mr. Tapandre mentioned, I think we look forward to a strong institution of learning within the GIFT City, which will actually enable to widen and deepen the talent pool that obtains. Because it's very important for IFSC as a new as a greenfield financial center to actually deepen the talent pool. I mean, today, if a company comes there, it expects that it should have a choice in terms of the manpower, be it accountants or be it lawyers or tax advisors and so on and so forth. So unless there is a large production of newly trained manpower, it's going to be difficult for this center to actually grow. So therefore, from that perspective, I think today's MOU is a timely MOU, and I'm very grateful to the chairman, Mr. Talati, the president, Mr. Talati, and his team of officers for having put together this MOU. We'll be very happy to not only sign the MOU, but also take it forward. It's very important that the more difficult part is to implement the MOU in terms of getting all these announcements of the government to actually bear fruit. I will end by saying that we have a GIFT City is a very active entity, and there, I think including the IFSC, I think there are about more than 25,000 people who work out of GIFT City. We expect these numbers to grow multifold in the next several years. So we are organizing the Infinity Forum on December 9th, and we invite the ICAA and its members to actively participate in this online and offline. And we are also organizing an event on export finance on December 19th. And we expect that people who have interest in export finance also to join us during this event. And with that, I'll thank all of you. And I also welcome all of you to visit GIFT City and meet some of the regulated entities there. As of now, there are about 550 plus entities who are registered in GIFT City. And about 26 banks, which include 10 foreign banks. And then we have nearly about 80 alternate investment funds who are registered there. There are 2 international stock exchanges and 1 bullion spot exchange. There are all the ecosystem elements, including clearing corporations, the depositories, the custodian banks, and so on and so forth. There is also a niche area of ship leasing, aircraft leasing, etc., which has taken off. And interestingly, I think Air India, which is buying a lot of aircraft, has leased at least about 3 of its wide-bodied aircrafts out of GIFT City. So a lot of activity is happening there. We welcome you there. I think I was happy to see some of your colleagues actually in GIFT City over the last few days. So we welcome a lot of you to come there and then enable you to understand this better and also suggest business options for your clients. Thank you. And once again, I thank Mr. Talati for this great opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shri K. Rajaraman, Chairperson with the IFSC Authority, the unified regulator. We're just moments away from the exchange of MOUs between ICI and both GIFT City and IFSCA. But before that, I'd like to invite for her speech, Ms. Asma Resmuki, President, International Federation of Accountants.
Thank you. I must admit it's going to be very challenging to still get the attention of the audience after all these very rich speeches from eminent speakers. But I promise you I will be as short as possible. Before that, I will just ask you to stand up and maybe stretch or take a deep breath, because I think we all need it at this time of the day. Thank you for being brave enough to be attentive. Ladies and gentlemen, hello everyone. President of ICAI, CA Aniket Talati, Vice President of ICAI, CA Ranjit Kumar Agarwal. It is an honor for me to be back in India after exactly 1 year. Time has flown since the World Congress last year, and I will never forget your great leadership and incredible hospitality from incredible India. As I said to you last year, India will always have a special place in my heart, as it is in your country where I got the honor and privilege to become IFAC president. You are all familiar with IFAC, so I will save you all the introductory remarks. Let me just appreciate, on behalf of IFAC, my appreciation for our strong relationship, which goes back to the founding of IFAC in 1977. I would also like to recognize the many, many volunteers from India who serve in IFAC's structures, boards, and advisory groups. Today, I will share a few words on the conference theme, but more from the particular perspective of sustainability and the role of SMEs and SMPs. IFAC's research has shown that a higher share of accountants in a country's workforce is associated with greater economic development. And this is no surprise for an accountant. We speak the language of business. We are at the center of information flows and decision making. We can integrate financial and non-financial information, and wherever we are in the value chain, as preparers, senior management, board and audit committee members, or within firms, we have the skills to transform high-quality standards into high-quality information. And this information provides transparency and enables efficient decision-making, which is needed by all organizations. As the crisis of unsustainable development continues, our profession's central role in the sustainability transition is clear. But we are only part of a large ecosystem of actors. For our society and global economy to meet our challenges, everyone needs to be on board. It will take a village, as we say in Africa. And this brings me to small and medium-sized enterprises, what we call SMEs. SMEs are the backbone of the global economy. They account for about 90% of all businesses and about half of all employment and GDP. And the role of small businesses is important not only in emerging economies, but also in the developed ones. Every company, including the world's largest companies, depend on SMEs as suppliers or customers at nearly every link in today's global supply chains. So given the enormous economic importance of SMEs, we need to look at the implications for sustainability, and I will briefly mention 2 points. First, we must recognize that the carbon footprint of SMEs is extremely large. According to the OECD, 60 to 70% of industrial greenhouse gas emissions come from SMEs. So the implications are going to be profound for emissions mitigation strategies around the world, including India's own path to net zero by 2070. all stakeholders need to incorporate SMEs into the heart of their plans for a more sustainable future. The second point is that SMEs are expected to benefit greatly from sustainability initiatives. Relevant, timely, comparable, and accurate sustainability information allows SMEs to think holistically about their strategies and business plans. The accountancy profession has a very important role to play here, because SMEs may lack the resources to handle many of the tasks necessary in today's complex business environment. So, in short, ladies and gentlemen, SMEs simply cannot afford to ignore sustainability, and sustainability efforts cannot afford to ignore SMEs. And this is where there is a special role in discussion for small and medium-sized practices, SMPs. The long-lasting, trusted relationships between SMPs and their SMEs are the basis for further work to achieve sustainable economic growth. There will always be a need for trusted advisors with wide skill sets, and most importantly, the integrity and professional ethics of an accountant. And here, I encourage you all to study and make use of the new thought leadership piece that has just been produced by IFAC, which is called Small Business Sustainability Checklist, which consists of a comprehensive checklist that SMPs can use in guiding their clients, small businesses, in their journeys in sustainability. As capacity building will also be a key element in the journey towards sustainability, we must also collaborate closely with educational institutions to adapt the curriculum for accountancy education and training. And no one is in a better place to match these demands and to lead than professional accountancy organizations like ICAI. And this is also an area in which IFAC is leveraging our global convener role to support our members' work. In our website, you can find a series of videos from the annual IFAC Exchange, in which we gather best practices and thought leadership from across our network to help inform our members on how to best improve their skills and competencies as individual professional accountants. Ladies and gentlemen, to conclude, and I'm not taking 30 minutes more, I want to express my optimism. There will always be more to learn and more to do as a profession, but we are and will remain the right people for the job of enabling sustainable development, thanks to our skills and our code of ethics. So thank you again for having me, and I wish you all a very successful conference.
Gratitude to Ms. Asma Razmouki, President IFAC, for her speech. And now for the exchange of MOU between the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India and International Financial Services Center Authority First. May I request the Honorable President, Vice President ICI to please step forward, and also Mr. K. Rajaraman, Chairperson, with the International Financial Services Authority. This is the exchange of Memorandum of Understanding between ICAI and IFSCA. We're joined by the respected Central Council members, CA Dheeraj Khandelwal and CA Hansraj Chok. Quite a momentous occasion as the MOU will be exchanged between the two organizations. The MOU lists a lot of areas of cooperation between ICAI and the unified regulator. Congratulations. That includes that ICAI will support that IFSC authority in developing IFSC as global finance and accounting hub, and also jointly participate in events and forums for the export of finance. Thank you. And now for the MOU exchange between ICAI and GIFT Company Limited. May I request Mr. Tapan Ray, Managing Director and Group CEO with GIFT City, and the President, Vice President ICAI, and the immediate past President ICAI, and the Secretary ICAI. So GIFT City Company Limited is developing the Global Financial Services Hub that will cater to India's largest financial services potential. And this MOU will certainly play the role of a catalyst. Among other areas of cooperation, it also talks about designing a course for chartered accountants so that they can become abreast with the opportunities for them in the GIFT City. Thank you very much. And now to propose formal vote of thanks, may I invite CA Dr. Jay Kumar Batra, Secretary ICAI.
लोकः समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. This shloka conveys a universal prayer. May all beings in the world be happy. May all of us see auspiciousness everywhere. May none suffer. Our most valued invited chief guest of the day, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji, Honorable Vice President of India. Guest of honor, Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution and Textile, Government of India. Guest of honor, Shri Praful Pancheria ji, Honorable Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Primary, Secondary, and Adult Education, Higher Education, Government of Gujarat. In absentia, I'm going to propose a very hearty vote of thanks to all our chief guests and the guests of honors. And we are indeed really privileged to hear from them that they have appreciated the contributions of ICAI as a partner in nation building in the growing path of our great country, India. Honorable Asma Resmoki, President, International Federation of Accountants. Our Honorable President, ICAI, C. Aniket Sunil Talati ji. Honorable Vice President, C. Ranjit Kumar Agarwal ji. Honorable Shri Tapan Ray ji, MD and Group CEO, Gujarat International Finance Tech Company, Tech City. Honorable Shri K. Rajaraman ji, Chairperson, International Financial Services Center Authority. Honorable Madam Anuradha Thakur ji, Additional Secretary, MCA, and our very honorable immediate past President, Sir, CA Dr. Devashish Mitra ji, who has taken lead to organize this session. Distinguished government nominees and the members of the Central Council, chairpersons and managing committee members of regional councils, branches, overseas chapters, and representative offices of ICAI, respected past presidents and past Central Council members, officials from the Secretariat of the Honorable Vice President of India, MCA, and other ministries of the Government of India and the Government of Gujarat, other regulatory bodies and professional institutes under MCA, distinguished members and delegates from India and abroad, other members, students, and all the stakeholders of ICI who are attending these programs, representatives from the print and electronic media, my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the world's largest professional accounting body, I would like to extend a very hearty vote of thanks to all of you. It's my privilege to be here on this historical, remarkable moment of inaugural of the Global Professional Accountants Convention, GloPAC 2023, connecting the globe, creating the value, at Mahatma Gandhi Convention and Exhibition Center, Ahmedabad, in the state of Gujarat, India, where the global accountancy community will ponder upon, debate, and discuss the current issues and future trends challenging concerning the profession. It will be a window to future to understand the unforeseen forces in the global economy and regulatory landscape. I am also thankful around 4,500 delegates who are a part of this ceremony and have traveled from the different part of India and abroad from more than 27 countries, namely Australia, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Canada, Ghana, Ireland, Kenya, Kuwait, Maldives, Mauritius, Russian Federation, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, to name a few. During this 24 to 26 November, there will be 33 sessions on various topics of the theme, and around 146 speakers would be sharing their knowledge, wisdom, experience for the benefits of the delegates across the world. We all know that our institute, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, is the regulator and developer of the accountancy profession in India, established under the Act of Parliament in the year 1949. And today, ICI is known for maintaining highest standards in technical, ethical, and examination standards. In the growing path of our country, the role, the contribution of ICI is always remarkable. Chartered accountants are indeed having been key pillars in the growing history of emerging India. This emerging India is now becoming a driving force for global growth, and the ICI is always committed to contribute, making to serve the nation with, as we always say, we know, with excellence, ethics, independence, integrity, intelligence, innovation, strategy, sustainability, technology, transparency, trust, transformation, capacity, capability, consistency, competency, credibility, cooperation, collaboration, quality, no comparison, no competition, to become the wish accounting guru. And I think this is the hope we wish that in the years to come, like our Honorable Prime Minister always says, the India should become the wish guru. The ICI would like to become the wish accounting guru. Today, we have a wide network of 5 regional councils and 171 branches, with its presence in 81 global cities of 47 countries of the world, with 47 chapters and 34 representative offices. At the end, I would like to also thank the government of Gujarat and the local administration for providing all necessary support for successful conduct of this convention. We are also thankful to the management of Mahatma Gandhi Convention Center, their supporting staff, our friends from media, and all the sponsors for their valuable contributions. And here I would also like to thank the managing committee members of the GloPAC, led by the distinguished Central Council members of ICI, under the direction of whom the officials of ICI were able to contribute more for the successful conduct of this GloPAC 2023. With these words, I, on behalf of ICI, once again express my sincere thanks to all the dignitaries on the dais who are a part of this inaugural ceremony. I will conclude with again a Sanskrit shloka which says, Sahe sadhitu sankalpanan samilita syamaha, which says, let us come together to accomplish our aspirations, which conveys the idea of achieving goals together. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Secretary ICI, for your vote of thanks. And with that, we conclude the part B of the inaugural session. Thank you to all the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you, everyone. Well, coming up next is a plenary session on the first floor in the Vikram Hall on a very important topic of collaboration and networking. So we request all the delegates